Okay, hello everybody. It's Wendy here, and today we're going to do a resin pour. I'm going to show you, I'm making some keychains and some pendants both, and I'm going to show you exactly, how I do that. It'll probably be a two-part video because this resin has to sit and harden overnight, and I don't know how to put two videos together like some people do. I'm learning all this stuff new, so yeah, it'll be a two-part video. But anyway, I've mixed up my resin. I use the Amazing Clear Cast resin, and you mix equal parts. So I've done that, and I've stirred it and stirred it, so I'm just making sure it's really mixed well. It has a lot of bubbles in it, but I'm not too worried about that because for the keychains I'll have backgrounds and colors, and yeah, I don't really have to worry too much about the bubbles, but you do have to make sure it's mixed up really well. And I'm still seeing some of the little, when you mix resin together, you get these little stringy little, I don't know even what it is. It's a chemical reaction, I guess, when the hardener and the resin goes together. So that's what I'm seeing a little bit of still. So I'm just trying to get it mixed up really well. If you don't get resin mixed really well, it will not harden correctly. And if you don't mix equal parts of it together, exactly equal parts of it together, it will not harden correctly. So you really have to be careful and get it mixed up well and measure out really well too. So that is what I'm doing. Just making sure it's stirred up really good. I'm going to make some keychains, and for those keychains I've got some inclusions. I'm going to use this little set that you all saw me haul in a clearance Hobby Lobby thing. It's got the Eiffel Tower in it, some little pearls, and the word love. I've got a peace sign that I'm going to put in one. I've got some sock monkey stickers that everybody seems to really like. I've sold 2 of these already, so I'm going to make up a few more of those. And the poor sock monkeys were too big to fit in my molds, so I've actually had to trim the stickers down, take their tails off, and I'll have to stick the tail back on up closer when I get ready to put it in the mold, so that'll be interesting. This is some glow-in-the-dark. These are glow-in-the-dark chips. These, I'm not sure where Chris got these for me for Christmas, but I thought they would be really cool because I have this little brad of these little googly eyes. And I have a black background already poured here. So I think I'm going to put some of these glow-in-the-dark and then these little googly eyes in there. That would be cute. I've got a pineapple that I'm going to put in one because people seem to like pineapples. I've got a starlight mint that I'm going to put in one. And then I've got a dragon here that I'm going to include in one. And then I've got some little seashells, a seahorse charm, a starfish charm, and some other little seashell bits over here that I'm going to use. And then I've got some glitters and things that I'm going to put in there too. So this should be interesting. I hope it all turns out really well. So I've got my resin mixed really well, and I've got a lot of bubbles in it, and I hope my lighters work today to get the bubbles out because they're getting low on lighter fluid. But I think I'm going to start and do the googly eye one. I have a black background here that I poured a long time ago, and it's just with some leftover resin, and it's just been sitting. So I'm going to go ahead and pour some clear in there. And it's got a lot of bubbles in it, so I'm going to see if I can torch some of the bubbles out with this lighter that's getting really low. And a lot of the bubbles will rise up to the top. I go back several times and do this because they rise up as it sits. So I'm going to put some of these little glow-in-the-dark chips in there. I don't know if you can see these once they're in the resin. I guess you maybe. Huh. No, it looks like when they go in the resin, they turn clear. So that's kind of awesome. I was afraid they were going to show up white, and that would look kind of weird. I need to cut the back off of this brad. And where are my tools? Here they are. I just used some wire cutters, clip the back off of this brad. My wire cutters are dull. I need to get a better pair. But if I can get this off, I know I can. It just takes a minute. Yeah, we'll just get that off of there. And we've got some little eyes here. I'm going to go ahead and stir this a little bit, this glow-in-the-dark stuff. I don't know, I guess it is showing up in there a little bit. That's okay. I think it'll be really cool if it really glows. I'm hoping that it does. I'm going to take the lighter and torch it again. Just try to get all the bubbles out. These lighters work really good for this. Some people use a straw and blow on it. I'm afraid I'll inhale the resin if I do that. So I think the lighter, even though it's fire, is a safer option for me. So we just get the bubbles out a little bit more, and I'm going to stick the little glow-in-the-dark eyeball in there. How cute is that? And we're just going to have a little creature. I think I have the eyes upside down. Maybe not. I don't know. I guess either way is fine. And again, I'm going to torch some bubbles. Oh boy, see my lighter is not doing well. I'm running out of stuff. Let's try this one. I hope between the two of them I can get this pour done. I need to get a butane torch, but I haven't got one yet. Okay, so we're going to set this one aside, and then I'll come back and do the lighter on it again several times, but that's what it looks like right now, and we'll see later how it hardens. So I'm going to set it aside. I've got a level surface up behind me that I set all these on, because this table here is not level at all. Okay, so for the next one, I think for, let's see, the sock monkeys, I did these sock monkeys because they're kind of clear, and anytime you put a sticker in, you need to make sure it's a vinyl sticker or it's coated in Mod Podge if it's a paper sticker. These are like plastic vinyl, so they will be fine. And I think what I'm going to do, another thing with resin, this mold here has a matte finish to it. It is not shiny. Let's see if I have a shiny mold that I can show you. And I don't really. All of my molds are matte, which really stinks, but when you pour into a matte mold, you have to glaze it. Your resin will come out cloudy looking. And here's an example of that. See how this is cloudy on this side and shiny on this side? Well, the mold that I used is cloudy, or matte, so it comes out like this, and it has to be glazed. So when you're putting your things in your mold, you want to think about that. So if I put the sock monkey in face down, he's going to come out matte, and I'll have to glaze him, which isn't a big deal. If I put him in face up, then this will be on the shiny side, but I do want a background on him because he's clear. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pour my clear resin in the mold, just a thin layer. You don't want a very thick layer because we don't want these to be like super thick. So you do a thin layer of the resin. And I'm going to put my sock monkey in here in a second. Let me see if I can get the bubbles out of this a little bit. Okay. Let's get some bubbles out. Some things it doesn't matter if you have bubbles, like if you're coloring your resin, it really doesn't show up, but if it's going to be clear, you really want to try to get your bubbles out. They just detract from the final look of it. I'm having a terrible time with lighters tonight. This is awful. So, okay. I'm going to let that sit a minute, and then I'll put the sock monkey in. I'm actually going to pour another sock monkey one, so let's go ahead and do that. Like I said, just a thin layer is all you need. And then I'm going to do one with a Starlight Mint in it that'll be clear, so let's go ahead and pour that one. I think this dragon I'm going to put on this black background. So I'm going to go ahead and pour a little clear resin on that. Okay. And I will torch it and then stick the dragon in there. Let's get some bubbles out of there. And then we'll go ahead and put this dragon in. And see, he's got some air bubbles too. Swish him around a little, make sure he's covered really well. And he is, so I'll let that sit a minute before I do some more bubbling, debubbling. Okay, let me go ahead and try to get about some more bubbles out of these. This is the easiest way I've found to get the bubbles out, and it works really well if you have a lighter that works really well, which this one seems to be doing good right now. Okay, so let's put a sock monkey in. So I'm going to peel him off of here. Well, I think I am. Chris is watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind upstairs, if you hear weird noises. It's a space sci-fi movie. And it sounds like they're chanting or something. Okay, so here's my little monkey. And he's got a tail around here somewhere. What did I do with his tail? Oh boy, did I lose my sock monkey tail? Well, here's one from that monkey. We'll use this one for the time being. I had to cut the tails off because the stickers were too big with the tail. They had really long tails. So I'm just going to reattach the tail so he doesn't look weird right here. And it kind of comes up over his ear, but that's okay. Alright. I'm going to put him in face down so his top or the face will show. And take the popsicle stick and just push him down in there until he's covered up. You want to make sure that you push him down really well and so there's no air bubbles left underneath him. And you'll probably have to come back and push him down a couple of times because he'll float. Okay, so we get him down toward the bottom really well. Make sure he's centered where we want him. And I'll go ahead and do the other sock monkey while we're at it. They're just a little bit different. One of them's shaped this facing one way and they're shaped a little different, so I'm going to do two different ones. Okay, everybody seems to like the sock monkeys, but I've got to find this guy's tail. Either that or create another tail. I just had it a second ago. What did I do with the tail? Alright, well, we'll just cut another tail. Sock monkey missing a tail. I'll cut this tail off this one. That's easy to do. Sorry, guys. Okay, so let's peel this guy off. These are really cute when they're finished. They make really cute little keychains. Alright. See, he's got no tail. Okay. Sometimes you just have to do things like that in your resin. You have to cut things up and make them fit. And so there he is. He's cute. And let me see if I can fit him in here. This one's a little tougher. He's a little bigger. I don't know. This one may not work. He's just, the tail part is giving me issues. Try to scoot it around. No. Let me pull him out. I don't think he's going to do it. And let me just lay him right there. Okay. I don't know if I've cut off the wrong tail for him or what. I had them both cut here, so I didn't have to make people sit and watch me do that, but I've apparently misplaced it. So, and I don't think it's good to get the resin all over your hands like this, but I do not use gloves. So I always have paper towels handy. Alright. Well, we had a sock monkey technical issue, so let's go ahead and I'm going to put this peace sign in, and then I think I'm going to pour a different color background here when we'll do that second video where I'll pour another background, and I'll show you how to do that on top of the clear, but I think right now I'm just going to make sure it's covered. Okay, so that's kind of cute, the peace sign is. And then I've got this one here that I need to do something with. So the pineapple would be cute in here. And the pineapple I'm just going to stick in all by itself. Face down into the resin it goes. You all see that? Little pineapple. Okay, now the bubbles have risen to the top of this one really well, so I'm going to go ahead and get them off. If you leave it sit long enough, they will rise up, and then you can just torch them off. And like I said, I do this several times because I don't like bubbles in my clear resin. Pineapple needs a little bit more just to cover. Okay. Got that. Okay, now let's mix a little. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take some resin and pour it out in another cup, and I'm going to mix some blue to do the ocean themed ones. I'm going to do 2 ocean themed ones, so pour a little resin out. I've got some alcohol ink, and alcohol ink is really great for coloring resin. So I think we're going to use this. What color is this? I can't even read it. It's a real pretty, oh, it's called Pool. Alcohol ink is this color, is called Pool, and it doesn't take very much. I'm just going to do 1 drop, okay? And it's, see what it does? It colors it really pretty. Stir it around in there. I want this to be kind of a light blue because I don't want it to be too dark, because I'm going to put some gold glitter in this too, and I just want it to be really light and pretty. So I think that's good. Can you see the color? It's just kind of a really light blue. I don't know, I may go, can't decide if I want to do just a tad bit more. I don't want another entire drop. So let me get I always want to call these Q-tips. Let me get a toothpick. Put some on the toothpick and mix it in. That gives it just a tiny bit more. I mean, I just don't want it very dark. I don't know. Maybe it does need a little bit more. I don't know if I want to do a whole. Let me do that and just kind of try to get it on the. There we go. Oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll be perfect. Okay, see that gorgeous transparent blue? It's really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to pour that in a thin layer in this one, and we'll do a thin layer in this one. Okay. really pretty. Okay, so we're going to have two little aquarium pieces going here. Okay, set that aside. Let me put the lid on this alcohol ink so I don't spill it everywhere because that would be a disaster. Okay. And we'll go ahead and run the lighter over them. Now these, if they have a few bubbles in them, it doesn't bother me too bad because it's like an underwater thing, so I don't really worry as much about getting every single bubble out of them as I do these others that I really want to look clear. There are ways to minimize the bubbles in your resin. You can heat your resin up first, like run some hot water in a pan and just set it in there and let it heat up gradually. I've seen one woman use a crock pot to put them in one time, the bottles, and heat the resin up. I'm not that brave. I'm afraid I'd burn it somehow. Okay, so now what we're going to do in these is I'm going to take these little seashell bits and I'm going to put them in the bottom and make like a little just a little layer of them here. So it kind of looks like the bottom of the ocean maybe. Just like that. And then I'm going to take a seashell and place it in these little tiny seashells. They're so cute. Just let it lay there on the bottom. Then I'm going to take my seahorse, put him in. Just space everything out like I want it. Okay, and then I need a little bit more resin on top of this. This seahorse, oh shoot, I'm using the white resin. Well, that's okay. The seahorses and stuff, these aquarium pendants or keychains, I just pour one layer. Okay. It's really cute. I'm going to mix it around a little so that the blue kind of spreads throughout. It does look like water. It's really cool. My seashell's floating. It needs to go back to the bottom. Okay, and we'll go ahead and torch all these again. It's kind of a pain, but you got to keep trying to get the bubbles out. You don't want bubbles in your clear stuff. And I don't want too many bubbles in the blue, and I'm like scorching my hand. Okay, now I'm going to take a little glitter. Got some gold glitter here. And I'm going to take a little gold and just sprinkle it along the bottom here. Not too much. I don't want it to spread out because it'll spread a little and you'll have to kind of fool with it to get it back down. I want it to stay along the bottom. But I do want it to look like there's some gold laying there, like on the bottom of the ocean. You just kind of push it around. It'll do what you want. And if some of it floats up, that's okay. I just want a little touch down there. I think it's really pretty. Pineapple is floating a little. You have to readjust this stuff. Sock monkey's floating up. He needs pushed back down. Make sure a peace sign's where it needs to go. Alright, and then I'm going to do another aquarium one. I've got a few more seashell pieces. Just going to put in the bottom here. Hope this is on camera. I have a hard time seeing where it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. I want y'all to be able to see it. It's no fun if you can't see it. Okay, I'm going to scoot these down along the bottom. With resin, you've got a little time. This resin, it doesn't set up for about, gosh, 45 minutes or so. So you've got some time to play around with things, move them around, you know, get things how you want them. You can always add glitters in, just, you know, you have a little time to play around. See, this glitter's kind of floating up. I just want it to stay kind of along the bottom. Really, I'm surprised it hasn't sank. Usually it sinks down. I'm going to kind of push it down. Okay. And this one, I have a bluish colored little seashell. He's really pretty. I'm going to put him in there. And I have a starfish. We'll stick it in there. Just move things around like you want them. And I think on that one, well, I'm probably going to do a little glitter on it too, but I think I'm going to color a little bit more of this resin, the blue, because I really want them to have the aquarium look to them. So let's color a little bit more with the alcohol ink here. Just a drop. And mix it around. Now the resin is kind of starting to get thick on me now. And if it gets too thick, you'll have trouble getting the bubbles out. So now it gets to the point where we kind of need to speed things up, and you know, you don't want it to get too thick. It's really difficult to work with when it's too thick. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure those are covered really well. Seahorse down here is looking good. Torch them all again. There's a lot of torching involved with resin. This one I'm not going to worry too bad if it has some bubbles in it. Don't want too many, but it's kind of cool looking in the sea ones. And again, I'm going to add a little glitter down here. Maybe not as much as the other one, but just a tad along the bottom there. Okay. Alright, so these are looking cute. Alright, I've got a little bit of resin left. I'm going to open this one up and show you the Eiffel Tower stuff. This is really cute. I actually sold one of these already too. It's got beautiful pink glitter in it. See that pink glitter, how pretty that is? And it's got these glitter heart confetti and little pearls and an Eiffel Tower. So I'm thinking, got the back of that brad in there, don't I? And I think I just got something from the package off my Eiffel Tower in there. Alright. You gotta make sure your molds are real clean. That's one thing I had trouble with today. Everything sticks to this mold. I keep having to push the sock monkey down. It keeps rising. Okay, so for the Eiffel Tower one, let's see. I'm gonna pour a clear layer. All of these things, I think what I'm gonna do is after this first layer hardens, I'm going to go back and do a glitter layer. So I'll show that in a different video, but you want to have some sort of background on most things. Alright, this Eiffel Tower is so cute, and it's got all these little pink pearls in it. So let me get bubbles out. Oh shoot, I dropped something in there. My workstation is not the best. We're moving though, and I keep mentioning that, I know. You guys are probably getting tired of hearing it, but I can't wait to get moved, because I'm going to have like a little craft area that I can set up and get all my stuff organized and just have room to do things, and I'm excited about that. Not necessarily so excited about moving, because I'm going to be leaving my family, and I don't know, but anyway, it's a new adventure for sure. Okay, so there's the Eiffel Tower. I've got this little word that says love. So I'm just going to put it in here. Oops, I dropped it upside down. that's actually how I want it. Okay, never mind. I'm not thinking straight. That's how you want it. You want it to read upside down because what looks like the part that's facing down is actually going to be the front. So yeah, that's working out good. These it won't matter, that one it won't matter, and those I did right. Okay, just making sure. Yeah. Okay, then I have little pink pearls. I'm going to put some of these little pink pearls in. They're really cute. And I'm going to put a few of these little heart confetti in here. I'm trying to kind of work fast now because the resin is getting really thick. And if it gets too thick, you can't do much with it. So I'm trying to work a little bit quicker. Okay, so these hearts are really cute. We'll put a few of these in here. And then I probably will pour the background in that pink glitter because I just think it's gorgeous. So you just want to put the things where you want them. Oh my gosh, get off there. Okay, spread out these little pearls. They're all clumped together. Yeah, really cute. Let's put some more hearts in. They look like it's just raining hearts and pearls down on the Eiffel Tower. I've never been to Paris. I'm really not a traveler. I'm a homebody, but I do think it would be a cool city to see. Just add some more of those in. Spread them out. Put another heart here. You really can just play with resin so much. You can do so many things with it. It is addicting and fun. But it's expensive too, so that's kind of the downfall. Okay, so I've got pearls and hearts in there, and they look pretty cute. That heart's upside down. Let's see if I can flip him. There we go. Okay. And it says love, and the Eiffel Tower's there. Let me see if I can get bubbles out. My lighters are really, they're like, we are done. I think I made it. I think I've had enough to do this. Oh no, well maybe. Okay, and you really want to try to get the bubbles out. That resin is thick now. And okay, so let me try to move this glitter back down a little. Stay on the bottom, along the bottom of this. Okay, this looks like it's got a little piece of glitter in it. I don't really want glitter in that one, so get that out.